Yo, what's up? I'm C. Wade, and I'll be taking you through the series called Security12. This is the renamed version of So You Want to Become a Hacker, with the exception of varied topics within the course, and new ideas in which I'll be sharing with you all. This series is free, and it will always be free. If you are interested in making a donation, you can contact me. However, I believe that knowledge should be free and extensive, and that is why I'm making this series. The series isn't going to be like the next CEH, in which they make you feel isolated as if you can't think for yourself. My goal in this series is to educate anybody who wishes to follow the series, and to also encourage you to take your own means to seek information, because when the time comes, to get into the roots and cores of hacking, you most likely won't have somebody sitting next to you, walking you through of what you need to get done. So, in this first episode, we will be covering the introduction to the course, and some of the requirements and recommendations which you will need to be aware of. We'll be going over what this course has to offer, and the comparisons of this course compared to premium courses on the net, for instance, Certified Ethical Hacker. I will be making you aware of how much time you're going to need to set aside to properly educate yourself, and I'm going to share some sources in which I will want you to become somewhat familiar with before you watch episode 2. So, the introduction to this course. Let's get started by going over what this course has to offer. We'll first be going over what it means to be a hacker, like EOH, the ethics of hacking. We'll be going over networking in full detail, including protocols, packets, how the internet works, and ways of communication to the outside world. We'll be covering coding, HTML and PHP for sure, because if you have those roots, web exploitation will be a bit easier in the future. And I may show you guys some ASM and C-based languages along the way. I'd also like to show you guys some Perl, but I'm still learning Perl, and I don't really enjoy teaching a language I don't have an intermediate understanding of, so we'll hold off on Perl for a bit. We'll be going over offensive security, including forms of attack, scanning and analyzing, and we'll also be going over forms of defense, including how to protect yourself from attacks, analyzing logs, and properly defending yourself. Throughout this series, we will be using both Windows and Linux, so if you have only used Windows, we will be making a transition midway through the series. Now, comparing Security12 to every other video series on the net. There isn't much to compare, considering other courses charge you for knowledge, and this course doesn't. You definitely get what you purchase. However, I will try to I'll try my best to help teach what I need to teach to get every dedicated person on the road to hacking. I will not show you, how to become a Fallout hacker who, annihilates anyone who gets in their way, live for Die Hard style, swordfish with the 12 monitors. Simply because I'm still learning every day about hacking, and I'm not even sure if I'm even considered a hacker amongst the real hackers in the scene. So, now you can probably understand why I changed the course name to Security12, but continuing on with the comparison of this series, I will be bringing 3 extremely powerful tools to my audience. I will teach you, and you will learn. I will make you think about what you have learned, and you will have to grasp the concept, and you will have to act on what you have learned to solve the puzzle. With these 3, tools, learning, thinking, and acting, it's not going to be like my Hack the Site series and how I show you each mission. I show you something, you learn, then you think about it, you grasp it, then you act and solve the puzzle. This is a very effective way of learning, and if you use these tools effectively, you'll be on the road to hacking in no time. I'm definitely imperfect, and I'm only offering what I know, so I'm not going to try to tell you what certificates I have and what I don't have, what languages I know and I don't know, like, other advertisers and sites try to do. So if you learn something new from me, leave a comment and be sure to give me 5 stars. You gotta give me 5 stars. Requirements. Gear. To hack, you will need almost any microcomputer capable of communicating with the outside world via a serial port and a modem. To follow these videos, you will need a computer, an internet connection, and administrator privileges. Time requirements. You will need time to watch these videos, apply steps demonstrated on your own, and to learn, the next steps. You will also need time to read papers and study structures. I myself write papers, and I will be recommending some for you guys to read. My colleagues write papers, my friends write papers, and I'll be sharing with you guys a lot of papers which you need to read. Also papers which I have read which are extremely helpful. We'll be going to the sources in a second, but you get the point. Set time aside for reading. Even if, reading isn't your thing, it's definitely recommended, and it will help with these video tutorials. Now, this is optional and recommended, but set some time aside to find yourself a crew, like a scene. Just a place to hang out at where you can share ideas and learn new things. I have my own community, hacksme.org, if you're interested. There's other communities out there that you can check out. Find your crew. As of time, the ETA to enter the scene, to begin your road to learn how to hack, you can start today. The ETA to consider yourself a hacker, I would say months and years, as we're always learning. There's different branches of hacking, and there's always new forms of exploitation. You can't just, if you expected to become a hacker within 3 weeks following this series might not be for you, because that's not the truth, and I would be lying if I told you you could, just become an elite hacker like the dude in Swordfish in a short amount of time. It takes lots of time, practice, and knowledge. Sources. The scene/introductory sources. I highly recommend you read The Hacker's Handbook by Hugo Cornwall and The Hacker Manifesto by The Mentor. These two reads, these two papers, they will set you in the mindset of what a hacker truly is. It will erase any misconceptions you have about hacking and hackers. And with The Hacker's Handbook, you'll get all the history, and you'll get it all. You'll be up to date. You'll learn a lot of new things along the way. You need to read The Hacker's Handbook. It's a must read. The Hacker Manifesto, it's just a must. It's the mindset. It's what we play by. Zines, articles, and the vulnerability intel. We got 2600, Frack, Millworm, Packet Storm, Secure Root, Text Files, and Hackblock. I think Hackblock is also known as Hack This Sign. These are all good reads that contain papers, the latest vulnerability intel, their hacking magazine releases. Just check them out. You'll get a lot of good reads. You will learn a lot. And as for vlogs, sort of like mine, video logs, video tutorials, Hack5. They have some pretty good tutorials. I check them out sometimes. I've seen some good videos, so that's why I'm recommending them. They're free, so yeah, go ahead and check them out, Hack5. And that is the conclusion of episode 1 of Security12. I really encourage you to read The Hacker's Handbook and The Hacker Manifesto. Also, check out some of the zines and, vulnerability intel I gave you guys. Read some of those sources and get ready for episode 2, which is on its way. Thanks for watching.